Previously on Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. That his accident might have actually been murder. Murder? In my Phoenix Wright game? Not a chance. And now, back to the present. Not a chance, dude. Not a chance. He fell. End of story. But there were, like, books on the shelf. Ugh, never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. Mr. Wright, you do realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the Doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons? Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. What are you doing over there, man? The books that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it. And you feel this is important because the books that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the Doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Oh, there's the ones that fell, right up there. Maybe I just looked at it wrong because I hadn't scrolled up like that. Yeah, archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. Huh. What is that? Are you saying Athena did it? Come to think of it, the shelves were arranged quite carefully. It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. But I believe I can explain what that single out-of-place book was doing there. That's a long shot, dude. What are you getting at here? The Doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And that's when the blood got on the book. Precisely. And then to make it look like an accident, they jumped up and got a bunch of books and threw them down on him. I mean, that would be easy.
Objection!
But wouldn't there, like, be fingerprints on... Well, you have to check every single one of those books for fingerprints, though. Do you have proof? Oh no, don't do the straight mouth over there. That does not look right at all. You can't do that. You do. This would be like if you came into a Mega Man boss room and Mega Man was on the right side of the screen and like Cutman was on the left or something. It's like a back attack in Final Fantasy. It's like fighting Mother Brain where Mother Brain is on the right side of the screen. It's ridiculous. On a hunch I had Detective Skye examine the Doctor's head wound. She found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or other. Wait, what? Well, we definitely should have examined that. A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. Do you understand what that means, your Mr. Justice? They're gonna make you for Sissy Clark's murder, and then they're gonna match that to the Nightingale murders! The wound makes it crystal clear that Mr. Buff was murdered. And you're just bringing this up now? I don't know. I mean, he was probably saving it for a good time, though. Well, that was unexpected! Who'd have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this? And round 6, Apollo goes down. He pulled a ladder right out from under us. Step ladder! Shut up! Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down... Wait, that's not Maya and Apollo's argument. That's... never mind. Sorry. I retract my shut up. Thank you! Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming. I say it wasn't. Even if the cause of death was murder, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations. Well, he's basing it on the letter, you know, that he was under duress. Because he said he would become under harm if he didn't give it to them. You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? Actually, you always do. Or, no, not really. What are you talking about? I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff, specifically. I would like the court to hear... Jesus Christ! This is not right! He shouldn't be facing that way! How much worse can this get? Oh my god, he did such a good job shaving today, though. Look at that. Look at that pronounced jawline. That perfect ear. Just those perfect diagonal flanks of hair and just that one little... I would like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene. he was the one who saw that? Oh, can this get any worse? What was he... If he's a politician, what was he doing out there? Standing around, watching people watching. He's not Yusuke, first of all. Second of all, he's dumb. Okay, anyway. If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time? How could Mr. Wright do this to us? He was just waiting to spring this trap. Oh. Phoenix, 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 I love you, man. Even when you're the bad guy. This trial's taken another unexpected turn. You don't say. But I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon. I know. The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime, you dude. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. Dr. Buff's autopsy report added to the court record. God. The only thing worse than an updated autopsy report is not having one at all, and then having a regular autopsy report dropped in your lap halfway into the case here. Maybe a quarter of the way. Somehow, I don't even think we're a quarter of the way, actually. So, Dr. Buff was struck with the corner of some object. The time of death is between 10 and 11 p.m. Cerebral hemorrhaging after being struck on the back of the head with the corner of an unidentified object. Time of death, May 15th. 10 to 11 p.m. That's... Well, I never thought we'd be deliberating the issue of a murder at a civil trial. Yet that's where we stand. Alright, Mr. Archbishop. Your testimony, if you please. Oh. Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of campaign battles. Man, I'm so sick of this guy. The rebel's crime. He is still pretty funny, though. That hair, like, what is he doing with that hair? How do you get... Is that a microphone on top of his head? Why am I just now asking this? That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. I was thinking to myself, how am I going to win this election? I can't even get my girlfriend to go out with me. That's after she became my girlfriend. Anyway, okay, you're taking it too far. I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. A Rebel. I have a hard time with that name. So does it. He was running out the front door. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. I mean, the time kind of checks out. Kind of. If you saw him running away at 10, like, well, like the time of death could have been 10:01, and he saw him at 10:02 and just rounded it back to 10. I don't know. So that's why I say the time checks out. Like, he wouldn't be able to explain that. So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence. And it was within the window of the estimated time of death. Yep. That's a rebel. What in the world were you doing there then? He was performing CPR. He was trying to save him. Maybe he found him dead. And used the books to cover it up. Ugh, never mind. It seems Mr. Rebel was loitering about Crane Village that day. Because he doesn't have a home, so, you know. So there's evidence that he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? Suitcase, yeah. Uh-huh. Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, there's more. Mr. Rebel just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. See, that's him trying to escape as we speak. But we reinforced the ceilings, so... Bailiff, don't let that man get away! Right, you backstabber! Why are you doing this to me? Can't wait to get him on the witness stand. I'm so glad he's in this case. I love him. I don't know what it is. Alright, the counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. What? Wow. Please proceed, Mr. Justice. Cross-examination. Ooh. The rebel's crime. Ah. That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. Alright, Mister, what's your story? That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. And you lost the plot. So hard to say stuff. Why are you taking a walk? Because I need exercise. Society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job thinking hard about possible solutions even on my walks. Well, why don't you just do that at the golf course then? You know you were out there. No, thanks for the non-answer. Whoa, new Sprite? Or have I not been paying attention? Well, it has been a couple days. It's like a new recording session here. While we live out our comfy lives, there are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of our major cities. There's my voice. I was wondering where it got off to. It's not in me to ignore such suffering. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger and for world peace. Oh, I forgot you were over there. Yes, Mr. Addison Wimperson, we are well aware of your outstanding character. Now please continue with your testimony. Is it just me, or was Phoenix a little annoyed there? Heh, 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 I can practically hear my poll numbers surging. Now on with my speech. After all, the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me. I've been telling you, this face, man. He looks so unsure of himself, like, I don't know. I will admit it's slightly endearing. I'm not ready to write off the possibility that this guy might be okay. You know. Also, I did notice his name thing's peeled off. It had his, like, grandfather's name under it. I saw that in editing. I didn't see it while I was recording for some reason. In case I get that tunnel vision or something. So I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Arrebal. Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Arrebal? Right here under this tree. I was pissing on the tree like the dog that I am, but then I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. Front door? I thought that was the back door. I don't know. Maybe it's... And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. Is it really all that important to know from where the plaintiff saw Mr. Arrebal? Yeah, it is. Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony. But when it showed him by the tree, it showed him on that side of the tree, so, like... I don't see how the tree could be hiding you if you're on... I mean, it probably doesn't matter, they just put the A over there because whatever, but I don't know. I was under this tree when I saw Mr. Rebel. Okay. What were you doing under that tree? A lack of lateral thinking. Trees grow vertically, you know. That is a politician's downfall. What? Yeah, what? That is why, if I'm elected, I promise to think outside the box. Okay. The question was, what were you doing under the tree, Mr. Addison, Mr. A&W? I suppose I can't expect a plebeian such as yourself to understand my grand design. Oh yeah? Try me, O Lord of Plebs. Yeah, you tell him. Mr. A&W, I believe the court is well aware of your grand political vision. Now let's have the rest of your testicles, if you please. Oh, there we go, doing that still. I can hardly wait for the upcoming election. He was running out the front door. Okay. Did you notice anything unusual? Yeah, my fly was down. I'm sorry. His behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police. Who would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him. Well, if you didn't suspect him, that... So the witness didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement? Yes, it is. We're gonna have to pick, like, just one of these to add. Or maybe we have to add all of them? I'm not sure. It's interesting how they managed to make these into sort of... What do you even call it? Like text dungeons, as it were. I had no idea that Dr. Buff was dead. That's why I didn't call the police. We need as much information as we can get here. I know I'm pressing a lot. You had no idea he was dead. In other words, you knew nothing about what had happened. I am truly ashamed of myself. What? There's been a gruesome murder in my beloved village. What a fool I've been! I was thinking only of the village's future and world peace. It seems my earnest attitude and industrious nature have come back to haunt me. Okay. Only a politician would try to pass off self-aggrandizement as self-depreciation. Of course. Paul, you think this is how all politicians will be from now on? Well, let's frickin' hope not. We're all doomed if they are. If you don't mind, I'd like to continue with my testimony. Well, I'm sure you would. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of this crime. We have 7 statements here. It's a lot of statements. But at the time you didn't know the doctor was dead, is that correct? It's true that I've been known as a prodigy from a very young age. Huh? I graduated high school and college with exceptional grades as class president. I reformed stale old school traditions. My exploits were even covered in local papers. But as exceptional as I am, I can't possibly be expected to know everything at all times. This isn't working. He keeps bending the questions. Yeah. Ugh. Hang in there, Apollo. You're okay. Mr. A&W, I believe the court is well aware of your exceptional nature. Ah, well. Jeez. If I keep pressing this, I think he probably will win the election. Maybe I should stop. Maybe there's like a secret ending where he wins the election. It's like a bad ending that you get for pressing all these. Vote for me is a vote to end such violence as my promise to you. I don't know why I'm pressing this. So how do you actually intend to end such violence? I intend to cut off people's hands. Elite politicians such as myself never reveal their strategies. Did you really think I would divulge such sensitive information to the likes of you? Yeah, but surely you have some sort of campaign platform you're running on. Oh, not really. Hello? No comment. Clearly his is a platform told by an idiot full of sound and fury signifying nothing. Big-ass mood. He said he saw dads from under the tree. If that's true, then... Did you figure something out? Yeah, I think he's hiding something. Let's take another look at the evidence, Athena. Take another look at that evidence. Okay, so he basically told me what statement right there, so... It was under the tree when you saw Mr. Rebel. He was running out the front door, so I think we're looking at this one here. But, we need to look at the evidence and see. So it's probably like a statement or something. The only thing that bothers me about this picture is that it's daytime outside the window. But then I assume they didn't take this picture till the next morning, so maybe... But when we were talking to Emma, she said the case was only a few hours old, so maybe... I don't think that has anything to do with what he's saying, though, which is the other thing. But it's like the closest thing I've got seems to relate to what he's talking about? I don't know. No, okay, guess not. Just how does it contradict with the evidence, Mr. Justice? I have about 5 minutes to figure out the answer to that. The defense will figure it out before he presents his evidence next time, you dummy. Sounds like a plan. If you want 5 minutes, just don't present anything. Everyone will just sit in the courtroom and wait for you to figure it out. No problem. I don't know, I think I might actually have the wrong statement here. They said something about the tree at the end, though. Well, what did they say at the end again? Let me double check. You say you saw that from under the tree, if that's true. Did you figure something out? Okay, that's why. Yeah, I kept thinking of the tree because of that. But I kind of not sure about this, though. Not sure I have the right statement here. I had no idea that Dr. Buff was dead, that's why I didn't call the police. This is the other one that's kind of weird. Because somebody eventually did. But who? What was I just looking at over here? Oh, but, well, duh! Oh, that's obvious. You should have been able to see him through the window. Oh. Jeez Louise, you dumbass.
Objection!
Oh, lordy. It was actually really that simple. Mr. A&W, rather than Mr. Rebel, wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Like what? Oh yes, of course, and that's why they were talking about the tree then. I was too hung up on this idea that he must have been lying about where he was, but no, that's not what it was. Sorry, but you're way off. I am. Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? Yeah, I mean, look how close that is to the window, too. Holy crap, he should have been able to see that way more clearly than Dats. Yep. After all, it was right next to a huge window. Why, I believe you have a point there. You're damn right I do. With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police. Ah. Will the witness care to respond? La 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 la. Is he sleeping? Dude. Did he fall asleep? Oh, Mr. A&W? Have you had too much? Do you need to have a bathroom break or something? I mean, Mr. A&W! Huh? Oh, there are many sides to any issue. What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Fist! Mr. A&W, did you really see Mr. Rebel? Arball. Yes! I did. But... where are you going? Get back over here! Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I had already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debate, so you just stay right there until I say we're through. I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before Objection! You are your own campaign manager now. Glare. Nice. Oh, man. Mr. A&W. Sorry, I can call him that. It's just easier to say. I think it's time for you to come clean. Huh? So then, does this mean he didn't see Mr. Rebel? As your lawyer, Mr. Adishon, I advise you divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option. Dude, are you playing? Are you playing with me right now? What have you guys been doing back there? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out. What are you blind? Is that what the... From what he's about to reveal. Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice, get ready for hell. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Yeah, I do remember that, actually. Oh, Emma. Oh, God, I need you right now. Whoever it was, it seems they wanted to remain anonymous. Yep. That's not really too surprising there. Oh, you just sway, girl. Wait. You're not saying that... Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was... this doofus right over here. This knucklehead. What? Did you hear that in the music? Wait a minute. Then why would he want to stay anonymous about that? Yeah. Oh, by the way, Mr. Justice. Have a nice day. Wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? His son? Well, him too. He's trying to say Dads did it. Yes, it does. In short. What my client witnessed was Mr. Rebel fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. Yeah, so how's that? Why didn't Dads call the police? That's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Rebel looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the defiant dragons threatened the doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. That freaking Star Fox scream, why? How did that become a thing? Maybe it's not a thing, I don't know, maybe I just made it a thing. Apollo, if we don't come up with some sort of counter-argument... And what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that it was Mr. Rebel who killed the doctor? That move had desperate written all over it. Well, I mean, it's on him to prove it, right? Well, this isn't a murder case, though, you know? Suppose it's true I don't have any. I knew it! Oh, but straight mouth versus straight mouth over here. But I do have another witness. You do? Okay, here's the sun. You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Rebel's guilt. I hate it when he talks while smiling. A new witness, I wonder who it could be. Yeah, I wonder. Very well, bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly, understood? Understood? So we're cross-examining the drone. Is that what we're doing? I hope he's got some good range on that thing. He's like 2 hours away. Wow, I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but man... Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is the turnabout terror. We can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year, that's a new record. Ha 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 ha. Dads, please, no more new records, or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that, I'll be more careful next time. Hey Dirk, how's it going? Dads, is that what Mr. Wright... Is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when Dads last saw him. I'll still have to prove it, though. Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. That's the hard part. You don't know what's coming, so you gotta adapt to it on the fly. Hey, where's Trucy? Should we go see her dad? Which one? Maybe he's still mad. More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might then leave the agency. Well, she has an active imagination. Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. Let's do it. I'm ready. Well, my bladder's not. I guess I should go do something about that. So I'm kind of foreseeing one of the few possibilities here. I don't think we'd be talking to the drone because he would have to actually come out to control it. Like, he won't be able to control it from some place that's so far away that it takes 2 hours to get there by train. No remote control is that good. Unless it's like hooked up by the internet or something. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness? Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, you can't mean the Sarge is here. You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How'd you get him to cooperate? Oh, I gave him candy. Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. That sounds kind of sinister. Dude, are you okay? The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear, now that's impressive. This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. Are we actually gonna see him? That's what I was wondering. That was one of the other possibilities. Well, I thought there was a remote possibility they might bring up somebody we'd never seen before. And then have us wondering if it was the son for the longest time, and then snap, they revealed that it was, or something. But it would be kind of hard to... There are only so many other possibilities here. No, it's the drone. Well... oh my. Sergeant Buff at your service, sir. He's here as the drone. Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with the testimony delivered via this drone. I mean, yeah, but are we sure that it's him on the other end? Like, who's to say that somebody didn't sneak in? Like, who's to say Dats isn't in there right now? Testimony via a remote control toy. Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. It's not the first time we've cross-examined something that flies, Your Honor. Yeah, well, I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You got that right. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice, to think blah, blah. Oh boy. Just gonna shoot up this courtroom, aren't you? Defending the man who killed Papa, that's full-on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? It's nothing. Now then, are you ready to testify, young sir? Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Ha 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 ha! Well, for as shy as you are, you sure do like to make a mess. What happened that evening? Let's find out. Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground. I'd already mounted my siege defense, but... I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it! Okay. So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Arebo. Well, dang it. Oh, hang on. Yeah? Wow, oh man. Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire. Oh, missiles? Oh, jeez. Holy God. Ha! Capitalist pig. I'll turn you into pork stroganoff. And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Whoa, it fires missiles too. Wow, doesn't anyone have any missiles left? Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. Thanks. Wow. Alright, what happened that evening? Here we go. Papa met with someone the night he died. So, I think we're just going to assume here that Dats didn't do it, but I feel like we can't entirely rule that out, though. Your father met with someone. Could you be more specific? No, I was in the midst of a crucial defensive siege operation. What were you playing, Fortnite? Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about, you know, school? I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with rookies, still too green to fight. With a kid like this, I bet Dr. Puff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either. It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. But what was that you said about a siege defense? Yeah, like who drove him here? Oh, that. Well, here he goes. I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but... Okay, what exactly do you mean by this? Sarge, I've always wondered, who or what are you battling? That's classified. I'm battling the world because I have anxiety and depression. Even so, it may be relevant to this case. Are you sure? I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that. That's right, such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy. Oh, sure, I got a delicacy for you. Here's some sliced turkey on a sesame seed Asiago focaccia bun. Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me. You're all talking no action, soldier. Out on the battlefield. It ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Easy for you to say, you're the one with all of them. Will the witness please tell this court what he saw and heard that night? Nice continuing aeration there, Judge. I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. Oops. I didn't mean to go to that. Alright, you did hear him arguing with someone in his study, okay. So there was an argument. What was the argument about? I heard things like, where's the orb? And are you defiant dragons really criminals? It sounded real volatile, like a war might break out any second. So he and Dats did have an argument when he came to get the orb, okay. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence. Well, from my window I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. Okay, a little more about this if you wouldn't mind. How's Mr. Rebel acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? A paratrooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military. I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances. Yeah, I can see that. And so, the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end. After that, the men lingered around the perimeter for some time. Okay. And you know this how? That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. Well, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb. I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out. I feel like they want us to think that Dats came there to steal the orb, despite the fact that, well, no, it was the other guy who was asking him to do research on it, not Dats. So yeah, he would have interrupted the research, but there's something not right about this, though. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. Hold it! You just know it. But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have gotten in. That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Karain Village. Yet he ended up dead anyway. Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting Papa. There will be no mercy. Sweep the leg. I thou swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Yeah. Get it out. Get out that aggression. While I sympathize with you and your bullets, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court. So Sarge saw Dats too. Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out. I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. The only other possibility is maybe, you know, presenting the picture to say, well, if he did kill him, where did all the books come from? Where did the coffee come from? Could be that too, but I feel like that's getting way ahead of ourselves with that one. And of course there's the note, which says, I agree to hand over the orb if I'll come to no harm. So like, he had agreed to give it to them. I'm gonna try this because I haven't tried anything and I've been sitting here for like 2 minutes. 3 minutes probably more like. Yeah, okay, fine, be that way. But if he lingered around the perimeter, wouldn't he have run into Adishon? Is that maybe the angle we're trying to go here? I suppose we could try this.
Objection!
Please take a look at this piece of evidence. I'm looking, but what am I supposed to see? Oh, as your boss and mentor, here's a bit of advice. Don't. Never present evidence before you have a good grasp of the situation at hand. Right, sorry. Oh. And as the presiding judge, here's a penalty. Wow. Here I was arguing with someone to say, where was that one where he said, yeah, this one. Didn't have eyes on the ground. When I first saw that, it kind of struck me as weird. Because it does have a camera on there. That's kind of the whole point anyway. I haven't seen much of anything else. I'm gonna try this.
Objection!
Oh, thank God. Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this Stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. Well, depends on what kind of missile you're talking about. Well, what? Well, the defense code will explain. It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his cherished drone, of course. Oh, now that you mention it. And to think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. It was just so simple. It's a classic case of overthinking, probably. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. Oh, God. Oh, no. We're doing throwbacks to the old Case 2-4 again here with the sweating machinery. Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. Isn't that right, Phoenix? And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. Truth bomb? Oh, wow. Mayday, mayday, I'm going down! Well, so much for that. Cop spotter evidence. Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance. Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Papa... Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. Once you want us to start thinking that you did it, I didn't see anything, I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Yep. Whoa! Well, so much for being missile-proof. Sarge, you need to answer my question. Shut your pie hole, maggot. It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him in Siberia, of all places? What if a scorching day is what it'll take? Then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Oh, sometimes I just love the writing. Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. Well, I'm glad you decided to tell me that now. That usually means the patient wants to say something, but can't for some reason. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. Your MMM. Your Honor, I'd like to play the following tape recording. Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? Yep. It'll help the witness with his anxiety. Maybe even help enough to testify. And by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Hope he's not a vampire. But I assume this will all be alright with you, Mr. Wright. Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you.
Objection!
I wouldn't say that if I were you. Gonna get the double slap. I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. Wait till you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm gonna blow a big old hole in the armor you've built around your heart. Damn. First evidence, now analytical psychology. Where are these WMDs coming from? Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Corpse woman Sykes. You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the truth. Agony buried deep in your heart. Yeah, I mean, sure. Bleep. Okay. So is this like gonna be the same? Stayed with my room with my drone that evening. Heard Dads and Papa arguing with each other. Dads got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. Right, emotions and reactions that don't fit the content of his testimony. When you find one, make sure you point it out to me. Also, remember not to view his emotional reactions in isolation. Sometimes it's important to see how they change from one statement to the next. Okay. That's Papa arguing with each other. Like that little animation of them. This one, they both get pretty intense here. You were in your room, so you didn't know Papa was dead till the next day. Doesn't seem like this should be a surprise here, but... Got it! Is that it? That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Rebel. Oh. Normally you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Oh, I screwed up there, actually. I was pointing surprise as in, like, he was still in his room not having discovered his father's body yet, and yet he was surprised by something. I had my timeline all out of whack. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring you down, son. That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why. Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Rebel because... something else shocked you, or you'd already seen his body? Already seen his body, maybe? I did have my timeline all messed up. Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body. I saw no such thing. Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? I'm surprised not a noise. It's probably coming from that chopper that's going on above your head. Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise. So just as I suspected, he really did see something. But what? Sorry, please tell us what you saw. Oh, but... I didn't see crap, okay? I'm just gonna hide back in my room and keep playing Fortnite. I'm getting really good, you know? The moment I saw it, ooh, oh, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? No, he lost his mom, and then he lost his dad. Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe... Please, Sarge. What was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? I really want to know now, because this is a very weird reaction we're getting here. Something ain't right here at all.